Okay, so I'm here to talk about a game that I've pretty much had my eyes on. It's called F1 2016, and to be honest, it's a pretty mediocre game. It's just a perfect example of doing the bare minimum. And it's just, like I say, don't make a great game, just do the bare minimum. This is just a perfect fucking example of it. So let's just get to the bullshit already. Okay, so the main menu, I mean, it's just so plain and so bare. I mean, I could just make that menu in Photoshop. That's how lame it is. It's not even like they even tried. They just put a bunch of pictures on the main menu, and in my opinion, you have to try a little harder than that. I mean, and then the AI is just so shit, because the AI, when you're driving the cars, the AI is just so shit. I swear to God, it's just they have no spatial awareness. It's just they just fucking ram into you. They don't never back out, especially when you're taking a corner and they're trying to fucking pass you, and there's no room for them to pass, but they don't have the spatial awareness to brake or avoid an accident. They just fucking do it anyways. And I see all these. I remember there's this one retard. I remember even some of the people delude themselves actually thinking the AI is good. The AI is literal shit, because they can't fucking avoid you in incidents where they should avoid you. They can't stop themselves from causing accidents. So you have to fucking be ending up enabling flashbacks, because the fucking AI, they just keep ramming into you. They just have no idea how to race. And I see these idiots on the forums, because it's so retarded. All these, even a company as small as fucking Codemasters still has retarded fanboys. And they even have the audacity to say that this game has AI better than games such as F1 Challenge or Grand Prix 4. Even though the AI is just so shit, I mean, how the hell? That's even an insult to those games, because you're literally saying that this game, the shitty AI that's in it, that can't even understand when to brake and when to overtake properly, are better than games that actually have a following because they are good games. And yet this game has nothing good about it. But yet these idiots, like that one idiot on the fucking forums, just bragging about how good they are when they're literally shit. They even try to overtake you even in a space where there's no space, so they end up making your car spin because your rear wheels hit their fucking front wing. So then they make you go into the barriers. So it's literally impossible to race these AI. So sometimes I usually end up leaving them extra space because I have no idea how the hell they're going to react. So the AI they're just literally shit. And also the difficulty levels is just nonsense too, because they literally, for me, because the fucking problem with this game is that there's some fucking steering issues with the game, so it's literally impossible for me to race as fast as I want to, because of because the game has so many issues, and they don't resolve those issues. So I usually end up being slower because the game has severe understeer issues. I'm going to talk about it later, but usually end up because I'm stuck in between the middle of expert and master difficulty. And it's just that with the way they made the difficulty is so bullshit, because you could end up being stuck between two difficulties, and there isn't really no way to specify how difficult you want it. Even games from over 10 years ago, like F1 Challenge, R Factor, and whatnot, they actually have sliders that you can actually use, and they're actually way better. I don't understand why the hell they didn't do this in this fucking game. Instead, they tried to do this mediocre layout instead. So you usually end up having to, you can't really specify how good you are, because like I said, in those other fucking games, those old games, even those old games have things that these new games should have, and yet they still don't, because they're too fucking lazy to actually do that. It's just amazing. I mean, it's really amazing. I mean, I don't even know what the hell to say, because they really should have put sliders in the fucking game, because a slider with a difficulty slider, you can determine how hard you want it, and you can customize how fast the AI are. So there's not really some bullshit set of difficulty. You create your difficulty. That's the way it should be fucking be like. But obviously, developers don't give a shit. Okay, so yeah, and also this game has understeer issues. I mean, I was fucking wondering why this shitty game would allow me to steer, because there's this huge understeer issue in the game where you literally try to turn into the corner and you actually have the right apex, but yet because the game has this big understeer issue, you literally can't make the, when you exit the turn, you usually end up hitting the wall, and some fucking tracks are literally impossible to drive on. For example, the Baku circuit, the last two super fast corners, on just near the end straight, it's literally impossible because you can make the left turn, but the right turn is just so impossible because the massive understeer bullshit issue that they have for this fucking steering wheels is just, it's impossible to make. You're just going to hit the barrier. And I was looking, because I wasn't the only one who's having this fucking issue. Many people were having this issue, so I had to basically look on the internet. I couldn't even really find much because, I mean, I have no idea. People were saying that to try a lower steering degree, but I mean that's bullshit because the game should be made properly so that the steering degrees, because this game, the people say that it's 360 degrees for the game, but I mean it doesn't even work properly. So even if you make it 1-1 with your steering wheel, it's still bullshit. So you have to end up doing a different ratio for the steering wheel. So now I have to play with lower than 270 degrees, even though my steering wheel can go up to 900 degrees, and I usually play at 450 degrees because that's usually what you usually use for the Formula 1 cars. That's what I used to use when I used to play all the other simulators. And you can barely do that here because the way the shitty understeer issue is, it's just impossible to play. So yeah, I mean, even with that's what issue alone, I mean, I'm pretty happy because I saw this fucking game on sale in Steam, and I fucking hate Steam, but it's a good thing I didn't buy this game because there's so many fucking issues. It's just a waste of time to even bother playing, or even buying actually, because I mean it's just ridiculous. These dumbasses still have something to fucking defend. I mean, some of these people are really fucking delusional, I swear to God. I mean, I play simulators, and I'm pretty fast when it comes to driving, because I play a lot of R-Factor and all those types of games. So I come from those games, and it's just, it's just one of those things, because I can drive fast, but it's just the fucking understeer issues. It makes me go so slow. I mean, I literally can't even play past the legendary because of how shitty the understeer is, and it's just, even me coming from simulator games and somebody who plays simulator games regularly, it just pisses me off, seriously. Oh, and also, there's no speed limiter. I mean, seriously, what the fuck is this? There's literally no speed limiter. So usually, it's because, especially when you play in TCAM modes, there's that shitty speed pop-up where it tells you how fast you're going, how slow you're going. It gets in the fucking way, and it's literally impossible for me to see where the white line is, because from the camera view that I use, the TCAM view, it's so impossible. You can barely see the thing. Is just, I mean, it's retarded. How the hell are you going to make it give you the possibility to be manual, to go into the pits and exit manually, but yet you have no fucking speed limiter? That is so retarded. I mean, I don't even understand what the hell they were thinking when they were making this game. And also, it's just, it makes no fucking sense. It's so stupid. And another thing too is just they don't give you enough freedom in the pits. I mean, you can't even go in the pits. It's AI controlled. I mean, they're just so scared. What is the problem with giving the player the possibility to have full manual pit lane where you can drive into the pits to change, whether to change tires or to just go back into the garage? I mean, what is so scary about giving players choice in being able to go in manually or automatically? I don't understand this type of attitude where they just go do something half-assed like that, and they don't even do a good job with that. And anyways, wouldn't that make it more realistic, because it's supposed to be like Formula 1, right? But yet they still don't do that. Instead, they do a half-assed version of something. Oh, and also, for the tracks too. The tracks are bullshit because some of the tracks, especially because I come from games like, for example, modded games such as R Factor, where people they make mods for things especially because R Factor was such a fucking old game, right? So people they made their own mods, and they made especially good quality, even better quality than many of Codemasters models. But I come from games where people they make their fucking content, and they usually, when they make their fucking content, they usually try to do their best job, and they usually make it pretty much almost or close to the real thing. And in this fucking game, the tracks is just, some of the tracks, they aren't even made properly. I mean, I don't even understand why they couldn't fucking laser scan their tracks, because some of the parts of the tracks are incorrect. For example, this Suzuka circuit, the hairpin, I believe, what is it? Yes, turn 11 for the hairpin. I mean, it's just, in real life, there's actually, when you're breaking into the hairpin, it's like a bowl, right? It's like a fucking bowl, and then when it's gradually, the more you move out of the bowl, it rises up to meet the straight, the straight to turn 12. And like I said, it's just, they don't even do that right. It's just so bullshit. They don't even laser scan their tracks. Even a sim like iRacing, where they actually laser scan their fucking tracks, they still don't even do that. And it's kind of you're making a game for the Formula 1 brand, and yet you still don't make your fucking games authentic enough. I mean, it's just, wow. I mean, it's just, you don't even, their lack of trying to perfect what they're creating, they're too lazy for that, and they don't care. And also, another thing is that even for the tracks, they just plaster just fucking F1 2016 logos everywhere. They don't actually make the authentic they don't make the authentic design of the tracks, such as the advertisements that go there. Even modders from R Factor, when they made their tracks, they would fucking do that for every season. But yet here, they just take the lazy route and just do some shitty logos, and they just plaster some crap all over it. And I don't want to hear any dumbasses with their bullshit. They need a license for that, because that's bullshit. Because they did it for the fucking cars. They had their logos plastered on that, and that should be the slogan for Codemasters. You need a license for that. I mean, seriously, you need a license for everything. You want proper damage design, you need a license for that. You want degrading tires, you need a license for that. I mean, seriously, you want the fucking Williams, the real Williams livery, you need a fucking license for that. I mean, seriously, you need a license for that. That should be their fucking slogan. You need a fucking license for that. That's just so stupid. And that's another thing too. The Williams, they just don't give a shit about the authenticity of their game. They're saying that if they had to put the Martini logos, if they have to make their fucking game 18+, well, fucking do it then. I mean, seriously, why would you be willing to dumb down your product? But as usual, they have to dumb it down because they want every fucking little Timmy and Billy's money. That's all they give a shit about. They just want to dumb down the game and sell it to the most casual morons. That's all they care about. They don't care about authenticity in their games. They just hope that it sells the most amount. And anyways, they don't give a shit because obviously the dumbasses will still go out and buy it regardless, and then complain about it afterwards, and somehow their fucking opinion means something. If you fucking wanted it in it, you wouldn't be bought the game then, idiots. I mean, it's just amazing. There's nothing else to say about that. Yeah, you have to, even just for a fucking livery, you have to make it 18+, but yet fucking kids can watch Miley Cyrus. Wow, what a fucking world we live in. I mean, seriously. I mean, that is so fucking amazing. As if somehow the livery is going to make people want to go out and literally go drink martinis. I mean, that's just wow. But I mean, yeah, tire wear is just really, I mean, seriously, the tire wear in my opinion is ridiculous, because I mean, from what I found, no matter how hard you drive or how slow you drive, the tires they still fucking wear the same because I mean it's literally possible to manage your tires because the AI every lap they're pushing, so it's literally impossible to manage tire wear for me. That's how I find it because yeah. And again, no damage. The damage model is literally shit. The only things that actually get destroyed are the front wing, and the suspension, where the tires fall off. I mean, that's just all it is, and that's just bullshit. There's just barely any damage model. Career mode, it feels like a chore. I mean, the career mode. Another thing is just that these dumbasses, they act like. I mean, you had career modes in 2011, and then they act like it's just something so fucking new. The only thing that's new about it is just that they have points that you can just put into the cars to improve your cars throughout the year. Some people were saying though that when the season's over, it doesn't actually reset. I mean, I don't really know about that because I haven't played enough of it yet. But I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, I don't. And another thing about career mode is it's not even a proper career mode to begin with, because for me, in the career mode, what should be happening is that you should have to work your way up from different leagues instead of just being in Formula 1. Because to be honest, I think when you do that, the fucking game, it just gets so boring easily because you already made it. You already made it to the prime, so what's the point of playing the game to the end? And it's just bullshit. But you know, they keep once again retarded fanboys and codemasters themselves. That's their best excuse. You know, you need a license for that. Once again, that's bullshit phrase. You need a license for that. If you need a license for that, why don't you just make your own fucking league so then you can work your way up? That's so bullshit. And isn't that what you would do? I mean, back then when you make your fucking games, you need a fucking license for something. You just make your own shit and then just put your own name on it. But no, instead you just have to take the fucking lazy route and make more bullshit excuses. I mean, it's so amazing. It's just more bullshit excuses, so then you don't have to do more work than they need to. Just do the bare minimum as usual. Don't make a great game, just do the bare minimum. I mean, wow. It's just, again, this company just keeps making more bullshit excuses, so they don't have to do a lot. Just do the bare minimum and things will just be okay. But not to me though, only to the retarded fanboys who keep buying this shit. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that have to be a really good game. You know, you start from karting and you work your way up to, you know, the early formulas, and you start, and the more points you earn, you know, you get more attention, and you make it all the way up to Formula 1. But I think I've given these guys, these pieces of shit, enough ideas, because seriously, it's not my job to fucking give them ideas. They should have known this themselves. But like I said, they're always too stupid and lazy to actually do the hard work for themselves. So I think I've said enough. I mean, I'm not going to give them any more bullshit ideas, because obviously, I mean, I'm not the one that's getting paid to work there. So why the hell should I be doing their work for them? They should be getting off their fat asses and doing the work themselves. So yeah. For the physics, though, I don't really like the physics. It's just bullshit, because I remember from what I researched about the physics from the game is just that when it comes to the turbo behavior of the car, what happens is that they made it so that literally when it over exaggerates the behavior of the fucking tire. So literally the wheels spin, and it's literally hard to turn in good lap times when you're not using assists. So literally you could just use fucking assists and get be rewarded for using some fucking dumbed down assists. And then somebody who actually plays harder and actually trains to learn how to play without these crap assists, they literally have a worse time in the game. Because it's just, why would you even waste your time to disable assists where you can just get the fucking better lap times with assists on? It's just a waste of time. And even it's just it's not even worth wasting your time trying to play without traction control. I mean, you might as well turn it on. For me though, I mean, I can't play it out. It's been so many years since I've played without traction control, because for me, it's just I'm the purest type of guy when it comes to my games. I mean, I don't like assist or any types of shit in my games. When it comes to, I just turn them all off because I mean, it just ruins the experience. I mean, because for me, I practiced so many times without assist that I'm so used to playing without it. So, in all honesty, when I turn it on, I feel like it makes me slower because in my mind when I'm playing with the assist, the only time all I think about is the assists and whether they're being when I'm driving. For example, traction control. All I can think about when you're playing assist on, you can only think about when is the assist going to turn on itself, instead of you just using your own instinct, especially since you've been practicing without it. But yeah, it's just that's what happens when you try to make the fucking games cater to the dumbest dumbed down moron, because that's what the game it is too. That's what stops this game from being good, because it tries to be too fucking arcadey and it tries to mix simulation. It's just one of those fucking simcade games. And honestly, when you try to mix two things together, usually it ends up being shit. And anyways, the game should try to be more simulation than anything, because isn't that what Formula 1 is? Anyways, it's a good representation of the sport. I mean, it's just so stupid though. I don't understand. But I mean, yeah, it's just stupid because, like I said, that's what's holding us back, because it tries to cater to every fucking buddy, and you can't. And if you want to make a great game, you can't cater to everybody. Some people might be left behind, and some people may be left forward. But like I said, it's retarded. It's just, yeah. And another thing is just this game. One more thing, Den fucking Nouveau. I mean, it's just one of those. It's just so anti-consumer. These fucking. How do you call it again? These fucking anti-piracy things. It's literally bullshit, because I mean, literally, it's been proven that these things don't even fucking work at all, and only the biggest deluded retards will actually think it works, because it doesn't. Anyways, even if it did have the anti-piracy on it, somebody will just crack it anyway. So I mean, really, why the hell would you waste your time? If the game was so fucking good, you wouldn't need you wouldn't need to hide it behind an anti-piracy. It's usually because the game is shit, and you don't want anybody else trying the fucking game out to see if the game is good or not. So somebody fucking buys it, because there's some people that I know that they usually try the game out before they fucking buy it. And if you can't try it before you buy it, especially in this day and age, because the way the developers work these days is that they're so greedy and they're so shit, and they'll do anything for a fucking buck, especially since they're so lazy. They literally don't. If you buy something, you're usually fucked over because you don't know what the hell you're buying. And yeah, that's bad. I mean, the developers should be just fucking ashamed of themselves, because it's just so stupid to put that in there. It's just, especially since it actually fucks up the performance of the games. Because if you try to play some of these games, they actually fuck up the performance, and it's true, it does fuck up the performance, because I've tried this game with the new one without it. Just literally, I mean, because the loading times are so shit, especially. So yeah, that's just bullshit. But yeah, this game is just, it's pretty mediocre, and I mean, there's nothing really special about it. It caters too much to the fucking mainstream retards. It's too dumbed down, and that's what fucking holds it back. And this game is pretty standard, in all honesty. I mean, this game it's nothing special, and only in the fucking gaming industry, where all these fucking full of just retarded fanboys and just millennial idiots, is just only in this industry does doing the bare minimum, the bare standard, actually gets an applause. I mean, just the developers doing something just so standard, and they get a fucking pat on the back for it. I mean, that's so bullshit. Back then, I mean, in the old years of gaming, I mean, if somebody did the fucking bare standard, I mean, good for them. But seriously, now everybody has to fucking get on their fucking accounts and just pat the developers on the back and tell them a good job, even though it's just fucking the bare standard. That's how shitty this industry is now. It's just, you've been so dumbed down. It's just literally retarded that doing just the bare minimum gets an applause. I mean, it's just wow. I mean, honestly, if I could rate this game, I would just give it. I would give it a fucking 5.8 or a 6 or something. I mean, and this game isn't really anything to just fall over. I mean, it's just that mediocre. But yeah, that's just my fucking opinion. And I mean, I'm so glad I did not fucking buy this game because I saw it on fucking sale on Steam. Especially since F127 is coming around, which I probably should talk about too. But I mean, it's just it was on sale, and good for me. I didn't fall for the fucking trap because this game is seriously. I mean, I wouldn't even buy it because there's too many issues with the game. I mean, I'm so fucking happy I didn't fall into the trap of the Steam sales, because literally this game is. I wouldn't even buy it, especially since. Oh, another thing I also forgot to talk about, the multiplayer, because literally in every single of these fucking F1 games, because especially that's the problem, they cater too much to the dumbasses, and you can see them online too, because that's all they do in the online. They just crash into people and they ram into people and they piss people off, and that's one of the reasons why every time in these F1 games there's just everybody they just don't want to put on online because they know there are too many idiots online that just want to fucking ram people off, and it just pisses them off. So nobody goes online too, which is another reason why I wouldn't waste my time on this game, because the online is shit and there's nothing going to be done about it unless Codemasters gets their heads out of their asses and actually tries to find a good solution to the fucking problem. Because from the way I see it, they're not going to do anything about it because they're already making money anyways off these mediocre games, so they don't really have to do much because they know every idiot will just go out and buy it anyways. But yeah, and all the fucking fanboys can go fuck themselves. I mean, this is just my opinion. You can't deal with it, and that's your fucking problem. But yeah, this is what I have to say about Formula 1 2016.